In medieval Europe, a wave of witch trials swept across the land, causing widespread fear and hysteria. People believed that witches possessed supernatural powers and could harm their communities. Suspected witches were often accused based on flimsy evidence such as strange behavior or personal grudges. In many towns, local authorities organized trials that often ended with brutal executions. One of the most infamous trials took place in Salem, where dozens of women and men were accused and condemned. The accused were subjected to harsh interrogations, and confessions were sometimes forced out through torture. During these dark times, fear and suspicion tore families and communities apart. Many believed that evil spirits were infiltrating society and needed to be eradicated. In England, the Pendle witch trials of 1612 became legendary for their brutality and the number of accused. The accused women from Pendle were accused of causing harm through evil magic and spells. The local judge who presided over the trials was relentless in his pursuit of alleged witches. In France, the infamous Furor of Toulouse led a wave of witch hunts during the early 17th century. Thousands of individuals across Europe faced similar accusations and executions without fair trials. The methods used to identify witches included the notorious witch's mark and swimming tests. Many suspected witches were branded with symbols or mutilated in efforts to prove guilt. Religious authorities often played a key role in encouraging these persecutions. The church saw witch trials as a way to root out evil and heresy within society. In the heat of the trials, some innocent women were falsely accused simply because they were different. There were also cases where entire communities were caught up in the frenzy of accusations. The executions were often public, intended to serve as warnings to others. Massive bonfires would ignite as accused witches were burned alive in front of crowds. These brutal scenes left a lasting scar on Europe's collective memory and history. By the late 17th century, skepticism about witch hunts started to grow among scholars and rationalists. Many began questioning the validity of the evidence and the morality of the persecutions. Legal reforms gradually limited the use of torture and imposed stricter standards of evidence. The decline of witch trials marked a turning point towards more rational and humane judicial practices. However, the fear of witchcraft persisted in some regions for decades afterward. In the modern era, historians have viewed the witch trials as tragic episodes fueled by superstition and fear. Some scholars believe that social, political, and economic factors also contributed to the hysteria. Women, especially those who defied societal norms, often bore the brunt of accusations. The witch trials of Europe serve as a stark reminder of how fear can override reason and justice. Today, many countries have officially apologized for these dark chapters in their history. Museums and memorials have been established to educate future generations about the horrors of these trials. Although the events are long past, their tragic stories continue to resonate today. They remind us of the importance of skepticism, fairness, and human rights. In places like England, Germany, and Romania, remnants of these persecutions still exist in old court records and local legends. Some modern witches and pagans see a symbolic connection to their spiritual practices and history. Through education and remembrance, Europeans strive to prevent such atrocities from happening again. The story of Europe's witch trials is a poignant chapter about fear, power, and the pursuit of truth. It highlights the dangers of mass hysteria and the importance of critical thinking. As we look back, we recognize the need to uphold justice and protect the innocent. Europe's dark history with witch trials reminds us that humanity must always stand against injustice. Today, this history continues to inspire efforts toward justice, tolerance, and understanding. The lessons learned from those tumultuous times serve as a warning and a guide for the future.